Hello, good life travelers. Welcome to another episode of Travel Talk Tuesday. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
They're always so deep and, ready to open up in these. And so it's good to be with everyone. Everyone's, we're back. The world and the room is balanced appropriately now because Chrissy is further away the way I like it.
It's a little bright in here, though.
It is.
Jeez.
It's just so, you say it's bright. It's the same brightness as always.
I don't know if it
and
feels
it's just
brighter.
so gloomy outside.
I agree. It feels brighter.
Because it's so gloomy outside. Normally there's some natural light. Yeah. I'm kind of worried. We're not all getting our vitamin D anymore because it's already cold and miserable here in
But this weekend is supposed to be gorgeous, 75 and sunny.
Sounds like an outside weekend.
I got chores to do. Okay, ladies. So
I think that was a blow off of us.
Always is.
I have to paint my front porch. Okay.
So do it on one of these gloomy days.
It has to be a certain temperature. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. It's Travel Talk Tuesday, and I thought we'd start with a little Travel Talk trivia.
I love trivia.
Well, I know you do, so I thought you'd appreciate this. Although when I searched up travel trivia, a lot of the questions are very basic. So we're gonna go back and forth, and I've selected this first. I got it. It was like 150 questions, so I've got enough for a while. But we're not gonna do this every week, but periodically. But I thought we'd go back and forth, and I have
Notice how he doesn't ever have to answer the
easier.
questions.
Well, it's because you cheated the one time. So I did a little bit easier for one of you that's not quite as into travel trivia as the other one. So we'll go back and forth. Okay, this one's very, very simple. How many wonders of the world are there, Chrissy?
8, 7, 8. Eighth wonder of the world, 8. Or was that King Kong from a movie?
I honestly think that number, I don't know that it's official yet.
It's 7!
Yes, because King Kong was the 8th wonder
Everyone
of the world.
just claims to be the 8th. All these new cruise ships were like
Okay.
the 8th wonder of the world. This place.
7. I was close.
Yeah.
7.
Okay, now don't be cheating, Tamara, here. Okay, now this one can be tricky to some, although I don't think you'll get stumbled by this one, Tamara. In which city would you find St. Peter's Basilica?
Vatican City.
Oh, good job.
We had that at Bait House one night and you got that right.
A lot of people think Rome, but it's not, okay?
That was my first thought.
Now, Chrissy,
Yes.
if you should know this one because Tamara's been talking a lot about this part of the world lately. Okay, that's your clue. Mount Kilimanjaro is located in which country?
I'm so bad with geography.
But Tamara's been talking about it. She's going there.
Italy.
Oh my God.
I don't know where it is.
Tamara?
It's in the continent of Africa.
Oh.
Italy. No, that's not Africa.
I
That's
knew she
Italy.
was going there. Once you said that, I didn't even think anymore. I'm like, Italy.
All right, Tamara, what?
Tanzania.
Tanzania. All right.
Oh, that was easy?
Yes, because she's been talking about it in the office for like months.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've actually heard the words Kilimanjaro and
She doesn't pay attention to
Tanzania.
me.
She did a whole webinar on it.
Oh, I was working.
That means Facebook.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say it. But. Okay, Tamara,
You're so mean.
what's the biggest city in China? This one's a little.
Yeah,
this is a different one.
I want to say Beijing, but I don't think it is Beijing.
No.
That one's got me stumped. Wait. Shanghai.
Shanghai. Did you see it?
No. Shanghai.
Okay, now good. You're correct. Shanghai. Now, Chrissy, at first I thought this one might stumble you a little bit, but I think if you think it through, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Easter Island is known for 1,000 A, eggs, B, statues, C, lakes. Come on, Easter Island.
Is it statues?
Yes!
Yes, those, I know what those are. Those
What are they called?
Stonehenge?
This is why Chrissy stays the Caribbean. She knows mixed drinks, pools, beaches.
That's right, the important stuff.
Fun things to do.
What is it?
Aren't they like Maui or Maui or
Yeah, something
like
like that.
yeah? They're like those
Those
giant statues. But did you know?
They have like weird faces.
Yeah, like they're like
yeah.
like
Yes.
from the waist up is what you usually see, but they're starting to dig below them and they're finding like full
What are they
bodies.
finding down?
No, they're finding like that there's more to them than just like
yes,
waist
I'm sure
up.
there is.
Oh my god. gosh.
Let's keep this rated G. Okay. Tamara, this is yours. Is this the last one for today? This might be the last one. Hold on. Uh-oh. The humidity is throwing off my pages. Oh, we got another page. New Zealand has a bridge that's famous for what exciting activity?
Bungee jumping?
Yeah, did you see
No,
this?
I didn't. I watched a lot of Amazing Race.
I love Amazing Race.
These things.
Okay, Chrissy, which North American country's name translates into rich coast? I'll say Central American country. Rich coast.
I got you if you don't get this one.
Rich coast.
Central America.
Where you send people.
Rich coast. Oh, Costa Rica.
This is not helping our expertise here. This might have been a bad idea. All right.
I'm not good geographically.
But you know where Costa Rica is.
No, I mean, sort of. I don't know if I
Central
know.
America.
Yeah.
What about those Spanish flashcards I got you for Christmas? Rich Coast.
They still have the wrap around the box.
I almost said Rica Costa. Hoping that you would
That's
figure
what threw me off was,
The English?
the rich coast instead of Coast Ridge.
Again, she knows pools, beaches, drinks, resorts.
TikTok or Facebook.
All right, Tamara. Oh, you should know for this one. Over 20,000 people and 1,000 elephants helped build this famous monument in India.
The Taj Mahal.
Correct.
I think I would have known that.
Oh, animals, that's why. Okay. All right, Chrissy, this is a good one for you.
No.
Name the smallest country in the world. We've talked about it today on this show.
Tanzania? Oh, Vatican City.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
I know who Travis Kelce's dating.
Football.
We all have our strengths.
Okay,
That's right.
Tamara, you might be able to get this. Name the largest city in the world.
The largest city in the world. Is it
Were you just there?
Tokyo?
See, I know that.
Wow.
Tokyo.
Yeah, I think it was 40 million when they told us.
I'm impressive on something.
Okay, now I must have missed. Okay, this is Chrissy. Okay, true or false? Canada has almost 2 million lakes.
True.
Good guess. A lot of lakes. And finally, Tamara, which city is situated on 2 continents? A, Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Yes, correct. All right, ladies, that was very interesting.
All right, so we know she's smarter than us when it comes to geography.
I spent my time watching YouTube videos on travel.
And I know, I'm on TikTok and TMZ.
I'm at home crying myself to sleep. I got TNT.
You know what's happening in the celebrity
That was
world.
interesting trivia. So don't have Chrissy booking your European adventures or Tanzanian adventures. Because Tanzania is in Asia.
Or
according
don't
to
tell me
Chrissy.
you want to go see Stonehenge.
Isn't that a Disney movie?
You'll end up on
No,
Easter
that's
Island.
somewhere.
What?
The rocks like this.
That's in England.
That's
Oh,
Stonehenge.
all right. I don't know. He said it was a Disney movie.
I was making fun of you.
Oh.
Okay, ladies, so let's refocus. Okay, there's a lot out there, and we've all heard it before, family members or friends that have asked this question. Why don't I just go and book a trip at a big box store or online? And we've talked about a lot here and the benefits of using a travel agent. And there's a million, okay? And we've kind of gone through some of them before. But what I thought we could just do a couple high level ones, quick lightning round. Why use a travel agent?
Or is that a question for us to
Yeah,
answer?
quick,
Oh,
like
lightning round.
a sentence. We're looking for quick here.
Customer service.
Okay, good, perfect.
We do the legwork.
Okay.
We're experts in locations. Well, some of us are.
Don't ask Chrissy any geography questions. All right, Chrissy?
I'm feeling slow today. Well, customer service, we do the legwork, we do the research. Access to price, what's What's the word I'm looking for?
Special deals or
Yeah, deals, prices, promotions. Yes, that's it, promotions.
Good, Tamara?
will save you time in the long run. A lot of time.
Michael?
You get to have fun. Why would you not want to work with us? And did we say experience? I mean, we said knowledge, but I think experience brings that too. Like, we bring our experience. What are the greatest drinks at that establishment? Where can you be immersed the most? Where's the best food? We bring that kind of to the table too. So good. So what makes us different from other travel agencies? And I'll just open that up for either of you. It doesn't have to be short, but what makes us a unique travel agency?
Well, I personally think that we are very customer service focused. Like we partner with our clients and we walk them through the entire process from start to finish, and then even after.
Through, yeah.
We spend a lot of time with you, as much as you want us to, really. Like, so I have very experienced travelers that don't need a hand holding, but I have new travelers who I love to help too, and I walk through the whole process, and I get a lot of questions about, how do I go through TSA and pre-check and all that. And question is not questions don't stump me at all. I enjoy getting them and helping out.
Well, I think also we're not like an 8 to 5. We're we always are helping and always there, and I think we offer some flexibility, like you said, especially during travel and post-travel. If something should happen, if we need follow-up, if there's an insurance claim, that's something that we can help handle for you, travel credits, that kind of thing.
Well, did you have something else?
I mean, we know that you're spending a lot of money on your travel, and we want you to have the best experience possible. We want to partner with you to make sure that happens.
Which partner's a good word.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, nice job, ladies. Now we're going to transition into the topic for today, which is, I think, one of the big differentiators. Because I was talking to someone recently, and they said like they're going with a family, okay, and one of their family members booked their cruise, that individual couple's cruise, at a big box store, and they saved like $25. I don't know if $25 is really worth it. We ended up getting them more onboard credit, so in the end it worked out. But what our client pointed out to me was that there's no one for them to call to with questions. There's no one for them to kind of rely on if something goes wrong. There's no access to someone. They're just basically like not a robot, but a factory that's just pushing through. They're all about the quantity, not the quality, right?
Right.
So one of the things I think differentiates us, one of those quality hallmarks of us, is that preparation. We kind of alluded to it today, and we've talked about it before. But I thought today we'd focus on our process in preparing clients to go on a trip. Now, certainly there's going to be things that are very similar amongst all of us that we all do, and then there's going to be some unique things that we each do. So what I thought we'd do is just kind of talk through that preparation. We've talked about the actual booking process and the dreaming process and all that front end stuff. But after the front end, once the trip's been booked, once it's been paid, as it's getting paid for, as it's paid for, what does that actual preparation look like? How do you prepare your clients so that they're not just like a lost sheep looking for the square Stonehenge at Easter Island? So how do you prepare them? I did say Chrissy can go first. Okay, Chrissy.
Well, of course, mine is going to be a little different, though I do some of the piecing things together, especially domestic trips. But for me, you had mentioned the pre-qualifying, the budget, what they're looking for, romantic, more party, more fun, what part of the Caribbean they want to be in. So once we have that and it's booked and we're making payments or we're paying for it, we create, which we all use, which I've just started using, Travify, which is a really nice program where we're able to have a live document that clients can click into. If there's flight changes, we can put maps in there. And for my clients, as well, I'm sure as yours, a lot of Caribbean islands and destinations have different entry requirements. So I have those on file of each country. And so before my clients go, especially if they're going to an all-inclusive and they've never been, I give them some tips. I give them a link to the entry requirements for the country that they're visiting. And I also will, as you said, packing tips, things to look for, who to ignore, timeshare people, taxi people, because with mine, your flight transportation and hotel, everything's included. So you literally can walk off the plane, get in the car, and go to your resort. So I try to work with them so they know what to expect. But like you said, some people are very seasoned, and some people will call and just say, I want this resort, this day, and that's easy. But we have a vast array of experience with our travelers, so I guess that depends a lot on that too.
I think it's important to mention with yours too, and this is more about booking, but when a client searches online on their own and they find a price, do that same price, but you probably can find something a little better for them.
Yes. And also it gets confusing because we're never usually comparing apples to apples.
Right.
So I had one group where somebody was screenshotting a price, but that was a per person price. Mm-hmm. So of course that looked lower than what it was costing the two of them to have the room. I've had people who don't have their transportation included, people who they're comparing basic economy seats that have nothing included to economy seats, which will have a carry-on and a personal item, and they can choose their seat. So
you have to compare apples to apples.
Yes.
So, and for many of our suppliers, if by some chance they do find a lower price, you can price match. Usually.
Yes, we can price match.
As long as it's apples to apples.
Yep. But there are a lot of different little components that go into those things. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of the trips that you work on, where you're really kind of putting all the pieces and components together to make this one awesome trip. I've done a few of those lately within the United States. And those get a little more tricky, but here's where that Travify really comes into play, because you can input maps and directions from place to place. Their flights are updated. Mm-hmm. They have all their confirmation numbers, all their vouchers for excursions, everything's included. So, and that's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And which I've learned in doing these, and there's a lot required sometimes of us where the client doesn't have to worry about contacting the hotel or a transfer company or making sure that the tickets are where they need to be. And I think that takes a lot off of them. Mm-hmm. I was just working with a woman yesterday who was, she couldn't have been nicer and was so grateful. She's like, I'm so glad I have you to do all this for me. So I basically just show up and go on my trip. So mm-hmm. I think it takes a lot of worry and stress and work off of our clients, that we're there to do that.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay, so they sound prepared to go party at the pool and at the
Yes,
beach in the
yes.
Caribbean. Okay.
Yep.
Tamara, we know yours is a little bit more involved because there's a lot more moving pieces than both of ours.
Yeah, it's a little different. So after we've settled on what your itinerary and where you're going to go and where you're going to stay, what you're going to do, depending on the client, will sometimes give homework, which if you're very interested in an area, I have all sorts of resources of things to watch, things to read. I have a lending library of guidebooks that I've lent to people to, if they want to dig into this one, happens to be Scotland. If they want to learn more about Scotland, happy to give them or lend them those books. Right before you leave, usually a couple weeks before you leave, I will do either a Zoom meeting or a face-to-face meeting, and we will go over your travel packet, which I brought a travel packet here. And this includes your Travify document, which Chrissy just mentioned. So I give you a hard copy of your Travify document. And Travify is a program that we use in-house it's an itinerary builder, but then it also becomes an itinerary for you to use while you travel. And there are two components. You can have a web-based itinerary. You can have a mobile itinerary for your phone. So I will give those links to my clients so they can put that mobile itinerary on their phone, and everything is linked in their Travify document. So if you've got hotel reservations that have a voucher, that's linked in your Travify document. If you have transfers and activities that have a voucher, that's linked in your Travify document. I will spell out exactly day by day what you're going to do, how you're going to get from A to B. If you have an activity and you're going to leave your hotel and you're going to go to the activity, I will tell you how to get there, either walk or take a train or a subway, and I will give you those instructions on how to do that. So I try to take care of all those little details so you're not standing around thinking, well, where do we go? How do we do that? You can just go to your mobile app, click on a link to the map I put in there, and you can see exactly how to walk. I also put a lot of other information into your document. We go over that before you leave, like downloading WhatsApp for your phone. So that is a Wi-Fi based communication. You can call and you can text on WhatsApp for free. And in Europe and Africa, especially, tour operators will use WhatsApp to communicate with you. So you're going to want to have that on your phone. We'll go through packing lists. We'll go through how to get through TSA pre-check if you have that, or customs when you come back. And I have all sorts of like little tips that I use that you can go through customs faster and bypass the long line. So we try to give you all those little tips and hints and things like that that make your travel more easy and give you every single detail. We can't cover everything, but as many details as possible. In your mobile Travelify app as well web-based too, but now your printed document, we're going to give you all sorts of restaurant suggestions and shopping suggestions and highlights to see in that city. If you don't have like a guided tour in that city, we'll give you some highlights to see along with directions to go see that. I mean, it's just a fascinating document. There's a lot in it, and some people we can see when people open it. So some people open it every day, multiple times a day, and other people don't open it at all. That's okay. You use it how you want to use it. It's yours to use. So I also try to include maps and other supporting documents for you. So like here's a map of the London Underground. So if you're going to London, I will stick one in your packet so that you can kind of study it if you need to know, I want to go see, Big Ben one day. What underground station do I use to get off? And then finally, we talked about our lending library, and I lend books, but we also lend power adapters. And I brought one right here. If you are going to Europe, your US plug is not going to work. You need an adapter in order to plug into their power system. So we have a whole bunch of these little adapters that we will lend to you so that you don't have to buy them yourself. As long as we get them back, we're happy to give them out to you to use when you travel to Europe or Asia or
if not, we kind of immerse ourselves in Italy and we become like Guido and we come break kneecaps looking for our charger doors. Not that anyone's been like that, but
right. So I mean that's a brief overview of what I do to help my clients get ready. Of course, I will field any phone call or email or whatever. The closer you get to your departure date, the more I want to be in contact with you, talking about all those last minute things. And we do follow your flights. I know it sounds kind of creepy, but I keep an eye on things to make sure that I can get ahead of it. If I see that you have a delay but you're in the air, if I can, I want to try to get ahead of it for you so that when you land, we already have things in process. I also confirm your hotels. For example, I have two ladies that were checking into a hotel this morning in Stockholm, and they were landing very early. I think their flight landed maybe at 7:30 in the morning. And usually you can't check into a hotel until later in the afternoon. So I contacted that hotel on their behalf, let the hotel know that my clients were coming early, asked if they could have an early check-in if possible. If not, they would be storing their luggage with that hotel and then, going on to do some other things. But those are the little things we kind of do behind the scenes that clients don't really know about. Mm-hmm. If you have a special celebration, I will reach out sometimes and ask, you do that too. Yeah. Ask, can we have a bottle of champagne or something delivered to their room? So we do a lot of detail work, that a lot of things that people really just don't see.
And I think people may think that as if you use a big box store or a chain, I think once you purchase your trip, it's done. So it's like you've got everything taken care of, but you don't have all of this little stuff, and that's where you're missing out. I think that's where we show our value.
Yeah, it's easy to book a trip. You book a flight, you book hotels, you think you've done, but it's all that other stuff in between that really makes a trip good or bad.
Right.
So, and we're there to fill those details in.
Yeah, there's a lot of things people don't think about, like. A CPAP machine may not be an issue in a hotel room, but on a cruise ship it's a big issue because of limited plugs and the distilled water. There's so many other issues when you're at sea and you have this machine you have to run. So there's a lot of things like that in all of ours, but especially like in cruising for me, I need to know medical things, or if you're wheelchair bound, what the dimensions of your wheelchair are. I mean, there's a lot of preparation if there's anything out of the ordinary that we have to go into and document. Just like the occasions, we put that in there so they get their cake and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of detail. So for me, I tell people, first and foremost, we become like family. I'm your crazy uncle that you can always call, text, or email, and people do that. Yep. And what it becomes is a lot of what you two have said, that it's the hand-holding throughout the process. So for me, there's a lot of hand-holding in regards to communicating important details, whether it's the travel kit that you receive after final payment, or whether it's working with typically 2 apps. So we all use the Travify app, but then all the cruise lines now have their own app. Right. And each one very different. All have their own bugs, which make them each unique, and lots of headaches and funs like that. But part of the benefit of using us is that I'm there to kind of talk you through, well, the trick with this app is to shut it down and restart it. The trick with this app is to go back to the home. You know, there's helping people through these apps, which can, when they work, are perfect, but sometimes there's hiccups like all technology. So a big thing early on preparing is getting to know the cruise app so that you can begin to customize your cruise, whether that's dining, spa, excursions, activities on board, all that stuff. Begin customizing that as soon as you can, but then also backing it up with the Travify app and PDF that we talked about at length. So how to best help our people to maximize the trip using those 2 apps when it comes to cruise, the best way to travel. So how do you maximize it? How do you make it easy, convenient? How, we talked about, I think Tamara might have mentioned that there's only so much we can say. And I say the same thing with cruises, because I think each cruise line could have a 500-page book with all these little nuances. Then every ship within the cruise, and this ship, like the one I was just on in Japan, has a Japanese bathhouse. Well, I'm going to tell you, no other American cruise ship has a Japanese bathhouse. So there's like a whole other chapter in that 500-page book on Japanese bathhouse aboard, So each ship's different, each cruise line's different. And that's where I try to help people navigate those nuances, how to best understand what you're getting, because every cruise is different, what's included, what's extra, and again, every line's different on that. So the Travify document really becomes a good resource that you can read as much or as little as you want, be as prepared or not as prepared as you want. But I even tell people there's a lot of good resources out on the internet too. So if you want to go even deeper into stuff, you'd be even more prepared than even I am on those things. There are a million resources. A great resource we've talked about here is Zach the Traveling Man, who helps prepare people. A lady, 3 days, 3 nights, 3 noches. She does all-inclusive stuff with Chrissy. She has a lot of general travel stuff that I think is helpful too. A lot of packing guides and stuff. That, I mean, there's so many resources out there. And we try to connect you to those big names like those 2 that I mentioned. But so many resources to help you prepare or over-prepare. But again, at some point, you just have to kind of participate, because you can't always anticipate. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's up in the air. Weather happens, everything's going to be shifted on a cruise. They change ports. You just have to be a little bit of flexibility. So how do we prepare you so you have the critical knowledge and that you're also excited about too? You're not anxious about it. So when it comes to preparation, we have the apps, we have the travel kit, and then contacting throughout. So some people, I think you both mentioned, they want to be more, they want to control it themselves, so I give that information and they're good on their own. Some people are in the middle of it, they want to back and forth with questions. Some people want to meet in person, and that again is a great opportunity to go through the Travify, to hand off whatever you're lending or borrowing, and to go through questions, because some people watch those videos and have even more questions.
And I usually meet face-to-face or via Zoom, and they always come up with questions as we have a conversation about it, which I think that's good. As we're talking through their days, they may, say like, where's a guy going to meet me? And I can talk them through that easily.
And one of the things, going back to Travify, that I really appreciate are those tips and tricks, because like there's nuanced things like in destinations, like I fell in love with Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic because there's a lot of cool things to see and do there. But there's like 2 areas you have to see if you go there. It's one of those umbrella alleyways, and then it's this pink alleyway that they paint everything pink in honor of the woman that started tourism there. So 2 great tourist places that like we can add in there, like for any of my cruise people, if you're going there, you want to go see those 2 areas, get your pictures there, and try the ice cream there. You know what I mean? Or San Juan, we all love that little pink building that has those special mixed drinks right there in the water by the cruise port, because it's the best way to travel. And so we can add that stuff in there. And on each cruise ship, if you're like 2 examples on Virgin Voyages, for any of those that I do Travify for, I recommend people, my little helpful tips to do the grog walk. Grog walk, whatever it's called. It's basically a pub crawl. And you do it early on so you basically get a tour of the boat where everything's at. You see some of the cool establishments, get the vibe, meet other people, meet the entertainment team. So it's like, I think helpful tips like that, or on like the new Edge Class Celebrity, they have these martini events that people don't understand. I don't drink martinis, so like the first one I went to, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go to a martini event. I don't like where you have to go to the martini events because the new ship's the Chandelier is a light show to the song. So they blast out some live music. The bartenders are on the bar. Sometimes the Captain Kate, your friend, will mix the drinks on the bar and pour them into the thing. It's like a big event that everyone shows up to. Well, if you don't drink martinis, you probably wouldn't have gone. So I put that in the tips, must do. So all of us have those little tips and tricks. Well, Tammy, you have that one hot dog place you like in New England.
Yeah, whenever I think of a place, we call them TGLT favorites. And if you're going like to Maine, we will stick our favorites in there. And there's a little hot dog stand on Route 1 that I think is really cool. Flo's hot dog stand, where I think you have to stop. I don't even like hot dogs, but I think you need to stop. But we try to insert all our little favorites and tips and tricks and all that into that document for you.
They're not going to give you that from the big box store.
No, and I've never even been there.
I don't think a chain travel agency is going to do that either, because they're just processing one after another trips. And we
really invest financially. We invest in our training. Yeah. It's very, very important to me because I think that it helps us serve our clients better. I know it does. So we really do invest. We have a budget line item for education and learning, and so that we can come back and help you. So
wonderful. Anything else, ladies, in the preparation that you want to share?
No, preparation is key.
Yeah,
it's I think it's a good investment for our clients, and just if you're going on vacation, just think about what kind of preparation you want in advance and how we might be able to help you.
I had two other questions that kind of go along with this preparation. Some people can become, we get a little stressful or have anxiety about trips, all the things you have to know. How do you help prepare your clients to overcome that stress and anxiety? You kind of alluded to it, but can you tighten that in a nice response, a sentence response, short answer?
Well, I think a big part is that we're a partner.
Yeah.
So when they are, I've had a couple recently, and it's just kind of calming voice, a partner. Listen, I've got this taken care of. Let's just, I've got it all. I called, I worked it out for you, just to give them peace of mind.
Yeah. Our preparation really helps that.
Yes, I think it
But that's not to say that things won't go awry when you travel. And honestly, like, what's the worst thing that can happen when you're traveling? Ooh. Well, I mean, usually it's, a transfer didn't show up or something like that. Okay, well then just grab a taxi or an Uber and we'll figure it out on the other end.
Yeah.
But, there's always, sometimes the best adventures I've had have happened because something didn't go like it was supposed to. So it's all part of the fun, but preparation's key.
Yeah.
And then the other question I had is, how do you prepare clients for any potential issues, weather or cancellation?
I think we talked about that too. We kind of keep an eye on the flights.
This is where our expertise in actually booking the flights comes to your benefit, because we know
no 25-minute layover.
Yeah, we want to make sure that you have an adequate amount of time. Sometimes we don't have a choice, and then we need to tell you we need to get you a seat closer to the front so you're first off the plane. We'll look at the terminal to see if you're in the same terminal. If you're not, then we tell you, you need to just book it. Don't stop at the bathroom or to eat. You need to just go, and then when you get there, take care of it. I also, I don't know if you guys do this, but I also look, like, if there's a questionable connection, I'll look and see if there is another opportunity later in the evening for them, in case they miss it. So, if they miss the 1 o'clock flight, is there a 4 o'clock flight that they can jump on instead if they happen to miss that 1 o'clock flight? But, it's all our knowledge of that. You don't even know we're doing it.
Right.
We just do it for you, but we've, chosen what we think is the best path for you.
Wonderful. Well, that's why I tell people the best path. This is what I would book myself or my family if I was doing it, we're not, perfect. Anything else you wanted to add, or are we good on this preparation? That's a lot of preparation.
Yeah, preparation is key, but that's really, that's our job, really. That's what we do.
It's not a hobby. It's a job.
It's a job.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much on that. Let's move on to everyone's favorite segment, TGLT updates. A lot of upcoming groups. Tamara, I know you've been slaving away at the upcoming groups.
Mm-hmm. I had. You want me to talk about them?
Let's just keep it short because I know you've got a laundry list of groups.
Spain, ladies, come join me in Spain. That one is, we have a little deadline coming up, October 15th, for our first, the hotel needs to know how many numbers of people to hold for the room. So I have lots of interest in people that are going to be joining me, but we do have space left. And I think it's just going to be a great trip. I'm really looking forward to it. Spain's my favorite place right now. And if you are a lady who would like to travel with me, come join my group. And then we also have a group going to Italy in the fall, and that is a great trip as well. Italy
next fall, right?
Next fall, fall of 2024. It's October 2024. Italy is a very, very popular place for Americans. This is a great itinerary. You do not go down into Rome, but you do hit a lot of the things in the northern part, like Florence and north, and I think it's wonderful. You start in Stresa, which is one of the lakes area, like kind of by Lake Como, but not Lake Como. And you dip down into the Cinque Terre, Florence, Bologna, which I'm excited to learn about that, and other places, and you end in Venice. So I think that's very well priced. The price includes airfare, and it would be just our group. So so come join us with that. And then the third one is going to be a trip to Germany in August, which again, I'm very, very excited about. I love, it's mostly Bavaria. It's actually Austria and Germany. We start in Salzburg. We hit Munich, and then the areas around Munich, like Oberammergau, and go to a couple of different castles around there. Neuschwanstein, Linderhof, Fussen. I mentioned Oberammergau. There's a lot of beer hall time. We're going to Nuremberg. We're going to a concentration camp. Dresden. We end in Berlin. There's some beer hiking. It's just a very, very cool itinerary. And it's going to be hosted, well, it was curated and it's going to be hosted by a local history teacher from St. Mary's Central Catholic. So those are the three
Sounds
groups.
amazing.
Wonderful. Sounds very exciting. A couple cruise groups we've got going on. We're always looking into Alaska for next summer. Now it's time to book, believe it or not. Still got space on, I think, late May and early June, and an August cruise there. We've got 3 cruises working on for Zach the Traveling Man, whether it's Alaska, whether it's Mexican Riviera, whether it's the Caribbean. A lot of options there. And we have Mediterranean next summer as well, July. So if you want to go see Italy and Greece and a little bit of Turkey too, it's got a great trip there. So we are booking to that as well for cruises. So connect with Tamara or I for any of those groups we just talked about. Any interesting new bookings or any news in your guys' niches?
I'm kind of working on a large a group of seniors that are graduating and parents for March. So I'm kind of,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I
want to have a trip for a little spring break trip before they graduate, and
where are they looking?
all over really. We were looking at Xcaret, Jamaica, Punta Cana. So we have a few options. I'm trying to narrow it down and get counts on people, guests that would be going, but it could be.
That's
good. A nice little group.
Yeah, that's I've been that parent who's tried to organize like family groups. It's not fun for that parent at all.
No.
I didn't really enjoy my time because I was so worried about everybody else's time. So to have somebody else plan it, I think would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I am all about airfare right now. Airfare to Europe is so, you guys hear this all day long from me because I could go every day. I find
she's got a million trips planned.
I find amazing airfare. So especially if you're looking at going like soon, and you all know I love Europe at Christmas time, and there are I can find you a flight probably for less than $700 per person round trip to go somewhere in Europe. Yesterday it was Slovenia, which I know that's not on everybody's bucket list, but it's an amazing place. So airfare to Europe, super cheap right now.
Wow.
You should go.
You should go.
All right.
Let's go.
There you go. I've been busy, a lot of honeymoons lately all of a sudden. So I've been doing some honeymoon cruises, which is of course a great way to travel and celebrate your new love. So a lot of that going on. A lot of people out cruising or heading out cruising soon.
Yeah,
So
we've got a lot of people out.
Yeah.
October's probably one of our busiest
Is
months with different trips.
Yeah.
You know, when I can remember, we do a post for Facebook that lists all the countries, and I just worked on the one for October, and it's a laundry list of countries and cities, you know, U.S. cities that people are going to. So
I have different groups out right now, and they're kind of crossing each other, which is kind of fun. Like I had two different groups in Rome 2 days ago, which I'm like, oh my gosh,
that's
you know,
neat. Yeah.
I wish I could have put them on the same experience, and then they could have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Sandusky. Well, I'm from Sandusky too. But
cute.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Rome. I was thinking of Frigidarium, my favorite gelato place in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds so good. Okay. Well, you know, the only other thing I did have one little note because I'm working with a lady who booked a cruise elsewhere because she didn't know about us. Now she knows about us. You know, we're like family now. And but we're gonna book her insurance because the insurance through cruise lines is not that great. So you didn't hear me say that, but a whole thing of pumpkins just drove by.
I know.
A whole truck of pumpkins. Sorry, distracted there.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So it made me think. This lady didn't realize it, and I don't think we talk about it enough. And I know Tamara's mentioned it that we probably should talk about it more. If you happen to book a trip somewhere else and you have not purchased travel insurance, you can still purchase that through us. Now, we highly recommend travel insurance because of all the coverage it provides for the trip. Covers you medically before, during, you know, covers for bags. I mean, there's different things every plan covers, but it provides a lot. Plus, the key, I think, peace of mind that people get with travel insurance. There's so many benefits that we just highly recommend it. So, if, again, you made the mistake and booked it somewhere else, which is fine, we still love you, we can still book that travel insurance for you and, again, get you the best rate, the best plan, get you options depending on your situation. So if you want to be covered, connect with us on that.
I buy it for myself now. I never did post-COVID, but I do every single time I travel now.
Yeah.
I think it's that important.
And if you're a big traveler, I think you should consider an annual plan because I think I'm going to go annual because it just provides a bigger umbrella for our trips.
Who are going to do that too. Go annual, they travel.
Yeah, if you're going to buy insurance, sometimes just twice it covers it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, something to consider. All right, anything else, ladies?
I think that's it.
Well, we certainly want to thank everyone for tuning into this week's episode of Travel Talk Tuesday. If any of these trips sound wonderful to you that we've mentioned, or if you want to learn how we can help prepare you for your next trip or vacation, connect with us, info@tgltravelco.com, all the social media stuff at TGLTravel. Call us at toll-free 1-855-LIVE-TGL. I don't know those numbers off the top of my head, but type that in if you have an old school phone. And connect with us. We'd love to help plan your next vacation so that you can experience the good life while traveling. So thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you, ladies.
Yeah,
Bye. Thank
Happy
you.
Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.